there. Thank you for joining me for this Back to Basics Mat Pilates class. Today we're just going to be getting back to some basics on a few exercises, touching back on a few key elements that are easy to forget when we're doing other exercises, when we advance them or perhaps make them more contemporary in our practice. Today we are going to begin with breathing. Just find a comfortable position to sit in at first. We went over breathing a couple of lessons ago. We were doing it lying on our back. We discussed lateral breathing. Lateral breathing is not when you breathe out the front of your body, but rather out the sides of your ribs. More like breathing out of your gills, like a fish, if you consider your ribs to be more gill-like. We're going to leave our ribs drawn together in the front. We're going to open our collarbone, flatten our shoulder blades on our back so our shoulders are not rounding in. Roll our shoulders up, back, and down. Stack our shoulders over our hips. We're going to hollow out from hip to hip, drawing in our lower abdominals. It'll feel as if a hollow boulder, but we're not going to pop into our back. We're going to be sitting up straight, just like we would have neutral spine in the mat. Our sacrum is going to be flat. We're going to have a slight curve in our low back, and where our 12th rib starts, we're going to flatten out again. Our chin's not going to be up at the ceiling or down on our chest, but rather straight ahead. Place your hands gently on your knees. Slight bend in your elbow. Go ahead, take just a regular breath in without thinking of your ribs. Feel how your ribs flared right there, most likely? Now let's go ahead and take our hands, draw them in across our ribs, lacing our fingers gently. We're going to leave our fingers laced to remind our ribs to stay together. As we breathe out, we're going to breathe down into our low part of our lungs. We don't typically use on our regular shallow breaths. We're going to take a deep inhale. Feeling our lungs expand wide. Feeling the air reach down our ribs. And we're going to exhale. Feel our ribs pull back together again, narrowing. Inhale. Exhale. Let's keep breathing. Try to feel yourself grow taller with each breath. This isn't a belly breath. You shouldn't feel your belly expand. Let's take one more deep breath and we'll move on to a warm-up exercise. Excellent. Let's go ahead and begin with our feet straight out in front of us. I have a gentle point in my feet. I'm not forcing a point or a turn out or a parallel, whichever position that your feet are most comfortable in to begin. I'm not just letting my knees and my legs collapse open though. I'm drawing up on top of my kneecaps to straighten my legs, and I'm squeezing my inner thighs together, wrapping my glutes slightly, so I'm engaging my leg and pressing it down into the mat. I'm going to reach my hands out in front of me. I'm in my neutral spot with my shoulders stacked over my hips like we just discussed. My fingertips are coming out of where my 12th rib and my sternum meet. For people wearing a sports bra, it would be where your sports bra strap is, so that I'm not up here creeping my shoulders up into my ears already. I'm dropping my shoulders down my back. From there, I'm going to inhale, creasing over my sternum, looking down at my legs. I'm going to exhale, reaching long over my legs, reaching my toes, my fingertips strongly past my toes. I'm not collapsing my hands to the mat. My biceps are up by my ears. My shoulder blades are drawing down my back. From there, I'm going to inhale, going to come up into a flat back hinge, reaching forward. My fingertips and the tip top of my head are reaching for where the wall and the ceiling meet. From there, moving only from the shoulders, from nowhere else, I'm going to hinge at my arms. On the inhale, to tap, and then I'm going to lift on another breath. From there, I'm going to round forward again. I'm going to inhale to pull my low back up, and exhale to uncrease at my sternum, the tip of my head, for the last thing to articulate up to the ceiling. Again, I'm going to inhale, crease at the sternum. Exhale, reach across my legs, biceps by my ears. Inhale, hinge up into a flat back. Exhale, tap my fingers down, moving only my shoulders, staying in my hinge. Exhale, lift my biceps back up by my ears, shoulders down my back. Inhale, reach long over my legs, biceps my ears. Pull back and articulate up. We are going to continue on. We have 4 more of those to go, guys. Pull up on your kneecaps, press down with your legs into the mat, reaching long, shoulders down your back. Let's talk about our palm placement. My palms are facing each other. I crease over my sternum. I fold over my legs. My palms are still facing each other. When I hinge up into the flat back position, reaching for the ceiling, my palms are facing to the mat. I'm going to tap the mat with my fingertips, palms facing down. I'm going to reach back up, palms still facing down. When I round over, drawing my belly button to my spine, my palms are going to face each other. I'm going to pull back my low back and articulate up with my sternum. And I'm going to breathe and fold over, biceps by my ears. Hinge up, don't forget to breathe. Finger tap, lift up from the shoulders, round over, pull back, articulate up, and articulate with the sternum. And then I'm going to round forward. I'm going to hinge up. I'm going to do a shoulder movement, and round, and pull back, and up. One more, talking about the hands, palms face each other, crease at your sternum, fold over your legs, palms face each other, flat back, hinge up, shoulders down, palms face the mat, tap those fingers only, lift your arms, then round forward, palms face each other again, pull back with the low back, and articulate back up. Hopefully by now your hamstrings are a little bit warmer, so as you're back in your abdominals, hopefully, box your body. Hold on behind your knees, feet flat on the mat. Tuck your tail and articulate down. You don't want your feet right up on your booty. You don't want them so far away that your legs are practically straight. Just like Goldilocks, it's somewhere in the middle. My heels are coming out of my sits bones, so they're not way out to the side, but I'm not squeezing my legs together just yet. I've located my neutral spine, flat sacrum, lift the low back. Nice flat ribs, nice open collarbone, shoulder blades flat. From there, I'm going to draw my ribs together, drop my belly. I'm going to bring my fingers up. Again, they're not coming out of my shoulders, creeping my shoulders up. They're coming out over my sternum and my 12th rib meat. So come down here, tap your fingers, lift them straight up, and separate them shoulder width apart. From there, working on curl up, breaking it down. Don't just pop up just yet. I'm going to flip my palms away from me. I'm going to bring my hands down to the tops of my knees. From there, I'm going to reach long with my fingers as I crease over my sternum, drawing my ribs to my hips to float up to curl up. From there, without moving my upper body, I'm going to float my hands to the tops of my knees and come back down to the mat, one vertebra at a time. I'm going to lower my hands to the tops of my knees and reach long to curl up. Reach my wrists to my hips. Reach your fingertips up and come back down. Don't bring your hands up past your sternum. We want to maintain that connection with our ribs, drawing our ribs together the whole time. Dropping our belly to our spine. Lower your hands, hinging at your arms, just like we did on that warm-up exercise. And curl up, reaching your arms to your hips, reaching your fingertips strongly to the end of that, pulling your shoulders from your ears. Float your hands back up and articulate back down. Now, continuing with the same series of movements, let's talk about the breath. We're going to inhale here to prepare. Exhale, drop your fingers to your knees. Still exhaling, reach up. We're going to begin our inhale, bringing our fingertips to the tops of our knees, and then lower our body. And exhale, lower your arms, and reach. Inhale, float your arms up to the tops of your knees, and float down. Exhale, fingers to the tops of your knees, and float up. And inhale, fingers up, and exhale to float back down. Good. If you would like, you can continue on with this exercise with your feet down. If you would like to move on, I'm going to flip my left leg up. I'm going to flip my right leg up. From there, I'm going to squeeze my legs together. I'm going to come into a tabletop position where my shins are going to be parallel with my mat and my thighs are at a 90-degree position. If this were a tabletop, you would be able to rest a glass of water on your shins. If it was here, or if it was here, or if it was here, or if it was here, your table would be unstable. So, This is a challenge on your lower abdominals. Draw your ribs together. Float your fingertips up out of your sternum. Again, we are going to float our fingers down to our knees. When they reach our knees, from there we're going to reach long down towards the end of our mat, curling up. First, we float our fingertips to our knees, and then we articulate down. Float your hands down, hinging at the shoulders to your knees. Reach your ribs to your hips to float up. Float your fingertips up to your knees, and then articulate down. One more just like this, and then we're going to add on the breath. Please continue breathing during this though. Fingertips to your knees. Reach long to the end of your mat. Float your fingertips to your knees, and articulate down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Hinge at the shoulders, fingertips to your knees. Still exhaling, reach long to the end of the mat. Inhale, float your fingertips to tops of your knees, and articulate down. And exhale, fingertips to knees, and reach long. Inhale, float your hands up, and then articulate down. One more exhale, float your hands down to your knees, and then crease over your sternum. Inhale, float your hands back up, and then articulate down. Rest your feet on the mat. Separate your feet a little bit wider than hip width, and go ahead and windshield your wipers from your shins from side to side. If you don't have any hips or knee issues, if you do, please go ahead and find your own relaxing movement to do right now. Moving on. I'm going to squeeze my legs together. Squeeze my glutes. I'm going to wrap my hands around the back to make sure I'm squeezing my glutes. Squeeze my legs. Locate my neutral spine. I'm going to bring my hands down to my side. From there, I'm going to inhale. Exhale, float my left knee up to tabletop. I'm going to inhale to lower it, and exhale to float my right knee up. Inhale to lower, and exhale lift. Nothing in my body is moving, much like we did on the shoulder hinge in one of the opening warm-up exercise. My body is still. I'm hinging from my hip now, and that is what is moving my body. I have equal pressure in both of my hips still. I'm squeezing my legs towards my midline or the center of my body, and that is what is moving my legs. This is my lower abdominals. They're squeezing in to pull my leg up, float it up, and then they're lowering it back down. Now, fingertips up to the ceiling, adding on. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, curl up, fingertips to knees. When I begin to reach my fingers down, I'm going to float my left knee up. I'm going to float my left knee down as my fingertips reach to the tops of my knees and curl back down. And I'm going to reach my fingertips down to the tops of my knees on the exhale. As I reach along my right leg, it's going to curl up to tabletop. I'm going to place my right foot down as my fingertips reach the top of my knees and articulate down. Again, exhale. Float your hands down, reach and pull your left leg up with your abdominals. Lower, float your hands up to your knees. Uncrease at your sternum. And hands down. And reach. And lower. And now I'm going to exhale. Float my knee up. Bring my knee down. Uncurl and exhale. Before I even begin moving, I have begun the connection in my lower abdominals and my ribs. Flat my ribs, drop my belly, and then I lift legs and upper body. Lower and uncrease. And exhale strongly. And lift and reach. And lower. One more on each side. Squeeze everything, guys. We're moving with our glutes and hamstrings, with our legs as well as our lower abdominals here. Lower your hands and lift. And lower. And lower back down again. Good. From there, I'm going to locate my neutral spine again. I'm going to raise my fingertips up to where my sternum is. From there, I'm going to flip my arms out to a V position. It's going to be no wider than the width of my mat. So if my mat's coming up, it's got my fingers about right here. I'm going to flatten my shoulder blades on the mat. Locate my neutral spine. itch my forehead. From there, I'm going to float one leg up, float the other leg up. True tabletop. We're going to do toe dips. I'm going to inhale, reaching my thigh away from me, maintaining the same degree of bend in my knee. And exhale to lift. Other leg. Inhale, reaching away. And exhale to lift. And inhale. Flatten your shoulder blades. Don't allow your shoulders to crease up. And inhale. Check on your sacrum. Are you stable? Do you have a true tabletop? I know that I can lower my shins a half an inch to an inch or so to create my true tabletop to continue to challenge my core. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Let's do 2 more on each side. Inhale. Pull those shoulders down, but don't pop your ribs. And inhale. Wrapping your ribs, still breathing laterally. 1 more on each side. And then we have a challenge add-on. Inhale. And exhale. Maintaining a parallel shin to the floor. I'm going to press my thighs away from me. Messing up the legs of my tabletop. I'm really feeling the challenge with my lower abdominals. I'm going to inhale, not changing the degree bend behind my knee, and exhale, lift. And inhale my right leg. Keep it going. Make sure you're drawing all 12 ribs down and not allowing them to pop. Make sure that your shins are still parallel. Inhale. And exhale, shake out your neck if you need to. Drop your fingertips down to where your sternum and your 12th rib meet. Press your thigh away from you. And lift. And press away. And lift. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more on each side. Inhale. Inhale. And exhale. Shoulder blades flat. Ribs drawn in. Don't forget to breathe. And inhale. And exhale. Rest your feet back down. If you would like to, you can do another windshield wiper with your shins. If you can draw your hips in and your knees past 90 degrees, go ahead and draw your knees into your chest. Rock gently from side to side like a little ball. From here, we're going to be moving on into the hundreds, into roll-ups. Yay, everyone's favorites. So bringing our fingertips up to, you guessed it again, coming out of where our sternum and our 12th rib meet. We do want to keep our shoulders away from our ears. They are not earrings. We're going to bring our knees up to tabletop, true tabletop. Drop those shins. I know I needed to. Squeezing my legs together. Wrapping my glutes. Feeling the wrap of my thigh muscle from the inside of my knee to the outside of my hips. I'm going to inhale, prepare. Exhale. Fingertips to knees first. And then I'm going to curl up. I can do my hundreds from here. I can do my feet straight up. I can do it in parallel extended. I can do it turned out to Pilates feet. I can do it in a frog position. Or I can do it parallel in a hook position as well. Hook position is like frog, knees are together. Or a diamond position, it's not going to be tabletop. So let's come back down. We were up there for a hot second. I'm going to inhale. Exhale, fingers down. Reach out long. I'm going in a Pilates feet position. Squeezing my inner thigh, squeezing my glutes. I'm going to inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Long, slow inhale. And like I'm fogging a mirror. Moving on. My sacrum's flat. I have my ribs wrapped. My shoulders are hinging, just like they did earlier. My body is not shaking. I should not feel like shaking in my body. I'm going to squeeze my glutes even tighter. Drop my belly even lower. Reach my ribs to my hips. I'm creasing over my sternum, not crunching my chin to my chest. There should be room between my chin and my chest for an egg, an apple, an orange to fit. I shouldn't be up like this, straightening my neck. I shouldn't be doing like this. I should be looking forward. We're going to do 2 more sets of 10. Squeeze everything for the final set and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. From there, draw your knees into tabletop. Bring your fingertips up to the tops of your knees. And then rest your head, neck, and shoulders down. Again, go ahead and come back into the egg position or the windshield wiper position. Done a lot of forward flexion. Moving on, I'm going to press my legs straight out in front of me. I'm going to float my fingertips up out of my sternum one more time. We're going to do 2 roll-ups like this. If you would like to modify, please feel free to plant your feet flat on the floor with bent knees. Hold on gently behind your knees to help lift yourself up over your legs. I'm going to inhale, drawing my wrists to my hips, staying in a C-shaped curve, reaching forward with my biceps between my ears, just like we did in the opening warm-up exercise. I'm going to reach over my feet. I'm going to inhale to pull back, biceps by ears. When I need to, I can float my fingertips out in front of me. When my sacrum hits, I'm going to exhale down. And I'm going to inhale, articulating, creasing over my sternum, reaching long. As soon as I'm able to, biceps by my ears, reaching out over my legs. My hands are not collapsing down my feet. I'm going to inhale to pull back. And I'm going to exhale down. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, nodding up. Squeezing my legs, pressing down into the mat, pulling up in the muscles on tops of my knees. When I dive forward over my legs, my biceps are by my ears. I'm going to inhale to pull back. And exhale to come back down. Fingertips up to the ceiling. Grab your ribs. If you're able to, float your hands over your head. Now, inhale. Leave your hands up as high as you're able to. You might not be able to come up here by your biceps. I know I'm not always able to do that myself. I know a lot of people who aren't. Pull up on your kneecaps. See how much you can leave your biceps by your ears as you dive over. And now as you roll back on the inhale, drop your shoulders and leave your biceps as close to your ears as you're able to. And it'll challenge your roll up, if that's what you're looking for. Otherwise, inhale up, reach out in front of you. Don't swing yourself out. Biceps by your ears again. Inhale to pull back. When your sacrum hits, exhale back down. Those of you who are looking for a challenging roll-up, I'm going to challenge you to do that again on your last roll-up. We're going to inhale. Drawing our ribs to our hips, wrapping our ribs. Exhale over our legs, biceps by your ears. Inhale to pull back in your C-shaped curve. Shoulders pulling down your back. When your sacrum hits, articulate down. Biceps by your ears if you're able to. And lower. Excellent, guys. I'm going to scoot down my mat ever so slightly. From there, I'm going to pull my left knee into tabletop. Whoop! Adjust my sacrum so it's flat and extend my right leg up. Pull up on the muscles on top of your kneecap so that your leg is straight. Press down into the mat with your leg that's extended long. Hands down by your side, flat shoulder blades, draw your ribs in. Tiny circles the size of a basketball. We're going to draw our leg across our body and exhale it back up very slow. We're going to go down 1, 2, 3, and up. 2, 3. Feel the movement coming across your abdominals as well. You're crossing your midline, you feel your low abs, and then you feel it in your obliques and coming up with your ribs. And across. See how difficult you can make this move. Ground both hips. And one more. And reverse. Inhale to the outside. Still the size of a basketball. Maybe a little bit wider. No wider than a medium-sized exercise ball. Really drawing on your ribs. Draw down on your abdominals to lift your leg. Here's 5. And here is 6. From there, we're going to switch our legs in the air. Press down with your left leg, feeling that hip flexor extend on the front. Ground the hip on your right leg and pull up on the muscles on top of your right kneecap to extend your leg fully to the ceiling. Now, circles anywhere from the size of a basketball to the size of a medium-ish exercise ball. Locate your neutral spine, ground both hips, ground your ribs, drop your lower abdominals. Inhale across the body, 1, 2, 3, and uphill, 2, 3. No swinging your leg. Press in through your grounded leg to help stabilize your entire body. Feel the movement go across your abs here as well. And as you go to the outside. Let's do 2 more. Across the body. Inhale down. And exhale back up. And now reversing. Pull up on the muscles on top of your knee. Inhale. And exhale. And down. 2, 3, and up. 2, 3. If you feel your leg popping up at the end, you're popping into your hip flexor. Slow it down and place the movement in your lower abs. Hollow out from hip to hip. And feel the movement. Be very controlled. Final one. Draw both knees into tabletop. Hold on behind your knees. Nod your chin to your chest. Roll up to sitting. Scoot forward ever so slightly, bringing your glutes towards your heels. From here, place your hands on your shin, anywhere from underneath your kneecap to above your ankle. We are going to sit in a rolling like a ball position where the insides of our feet are touching and our knees are opening like a book, no wider than our shoulders hopefully. Hover back, tuck your tail, draw your heels into your glutes, and look down, creating a gentle curve from the tip of your head all the way down to your tailbone. This will help you to roll like a ball. If you have osteoporosis, osteopenia, low back problems, neck problems, please feel free to do a contraction exercise where you are hovering with your feet off the mat, looking down. You're going to inhale, exhale, drop your belly, squeeze your glutes, draw your ribs down towards your hips and together in the middle. Pull your shoulders down your back with your lats, looking in, hold, and release. Inhale, exhale, contract all your muscles. Hold again and release. Adjust my position on the mat. Inhale, exhale, and release. Continue doing that exercise, that modification exercise if you have any issues. Otherwise, everyone else, we're going to squeeze our glutes and inhale to press ourselves off of our center of balance, to roll back to the tips of our shoulder blades and roll back up. If you roll back onto your neck, please, and you're unable to control it, please continue to do the contraction exercise. Otherwise, inhale and exhale. Maintain the curve in your back the whole time. If you find yourself flat tiring this, your low back slaps on the mat, you're losing your roundness of your spine. And don't look up at any time. Continue to look down, really tucking in, really drawing your ribs to your hips. We're going to do 2 more. Exhale deeply to help you get back up. Good. Place your feet down on the mat. Scoot yourself back. Hold on behind your kneecaps. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Tap your tail. Articulate down. One knee up to tabletop, other knee up to tabletop. Throughout this entire series of exercises, we're squeezing our legs towards the midline or the center. We are moving to this series of 5. Our legs are going to be connected in some way during this exercise and the last exercise the entire time. I'm going to raise my fingertips up, and now exhale, drop my fingertips, tension of the shoulders, and exhale to curl up. I'm going to squeeze my legs together. I'm going to extend my legs. Notice how my foot is connected to my leg the entire time. I'm not swinging it out like this. This is not the classical exercise workout. Sure, it feels nice, but we're right here. I'm going to extend. My toe drag's on the inside of my leg the whole time. My toe is touching my knee. My left hand is reaching for my left ankle, and my right hand is on the inside of my right knee. I'm going to inhale through center, drawing my legs together, and when I exhale to the other side, my right foot is drawn on the inside of my left leg the entire time. I have not lost connection of my legs rubbing. And inhale and exhale. Inhale to tabletop and exhale to switch. Inhale to tabletop, exhale to switch. When I come to tabletop, I like to place my hands on either sides of my knees. I don't lose connection there either. Can you crease up a little bit deeper over your sternum? Can you pull your shoulders away from your ears a little bit more? If you need to, please rest your head, neck, and shoulders during this exercise. And 8. Come back into tabletop. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Do not come out of tabletop. Inhale, float your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, hinge your arms down your knees. Exhale to curl up. Place your hands on the outsides of your knees. Inhale to extend your fingers and your feet, your legs long. Don't bring your arms past your shoulders, biceps between your ears. I turned out. When I reach my feet long, I'm going to reach out to a T, and then I'm going to draw everything back in. I'm going to inhale and reach, turning out and exhale, and then draw it in. With control, we're going to inhale. And inhale, reach energy out of your toes and out of your fingers. Belly down. And inhale. Who else is sweating, right? Here's 7. 1 more. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Do not rest your feet. Feet up to the ceiling. You can turn out or be parallel here. We are going to reach our fingertips up to the ceiling. Curl up, creasing over our sternum. I'm not going to drop my foot down here. I'm not going to lose control of my body on this exercise either. Sure, it feels nice. That's not what we're going for here. I'm going to reach wherever I can behind my leg. I'm going to extend my leg to my working level. And exhale, I'm going to tug my leg. I'm going to release. Wherever my leg is, there I'm going to grab it and I'm going to give it a tug. I'm going to pull my leg in with my abdominals, reach down and pull in and pull. Again, you can reach wherever you can, but leave your tailbone grounded. I'm not reaching for my leg. My leg is coming to me through the use of my abdominals to draw my leg in. And pulse. Pulse. Pulse on the exhale. I'm not dropping my foot to the mat. I'm leaving my leg at my working level. And reach. Again, it is more than acceptable for you to rest your head, neck, and shoulders during this exercise. Knees up, or legs up. Bring your feet to tabletop, fingertips up, and lower your head, neck, and shoulders. Feet stay up in tabletop. On that exercise, we did not mention, you should be pulling up on the muscles on the tops of your kneecaps to straighten your legs. Again, extend your feet up to the ceiling. Turn your feet out to a Pilates feet position. Ground both backs of your hip bones. Place your hands behind your head. Interlace your fingers so your thumbs are running along down your neck and your hands are a cradle. You don't want your arms flat on the mat, but you don't want them up, pinching your head. So bring them up somewhere in the middle. Nice, gentle position. Again, you can do this exercise with your head, neck, and shoulders down. Inhale here, exhale, crease up over your sternum. You're not crunching your chin to your chest with your hands. You're pressing your head into your hands and your hands into your head. We're going to lower on 1 inch, and 2 inch, and 3 inch. So we're going to exhale, drop our belly, and lift our feet. And inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, lift. Curl up deeper, drop 1, 2, 3. With your head in your hands, you should be able to see your belly lower, and then lift. And drop a 1, 2, 3. Pull up on the muscles on tops of your kneecaps. Wrap your glutes. Crease up deeper. Turn out into a Pilates feet. Wrap your ribs in the front. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Without lowering your head yet, draw your knees into tabletop. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Allow your arms to flutter to the side for a moment. Final exercise, elbow to knee. Same as single leg stretch. We're going to leave our legs connected the entire time, rubbing against each other. Drawing to the midline.
My left foot is still connected with my leg. I'm going to rotate across. I've rotated slow enough so I can make sure my back hip bone is staying connected. Maintaining my curl up, not losing it. I bring my leg back in, and then I rotate to the other side, making sure my back hip is staying grounded. I'm not dropping my elbow to my knee. I'm drawing my underarm to my knee, rubbing my legs together. And when I come out, my right toe is connected to my left knee. And I come back across it, curl up even deeper because I'm able to. And exhale. Don't forget to breathe. Don't crunch your chin to your chest. Don't lose control of the exercise. My legs are rubbing against each other. They might be trying to start a fire at this point, guys, but I'm staying connected to my midline and my center. Come back to center. Bring your hands to your knees. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a gentle rock from side to side. Hands behind your knees. Nod your chin to your chest. Articulate up. Press yourself back. Separate your feet. Hip width or a little bit wider. Most likely not the width of your mat. Might be. We're going to rock back. Sitting straight up on our sits bones. Drawing our belly into our spine. Our ribs are connected. Our shoulders are directly over our hips. Our shoulder blades should be nice and wide by this point. We will be familiar with this exercise because of the opening exercise that we did for warm-up. It's going to be similar. When we dive forward in this spine stretch, our biceps are going to maintain a position up by our ears. They're not going to drop, and our ears aren't going to go up higher. Reaching forward. Our palms are facing each other, just like in the warm-up exercise. 4 count spine stretch. Inhale, creasing over our sternum. Exhale to reach out long, biceps by your ears. Inhale to pull back, and exhale back up. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale to pull back, calling out our abdomen, and articulate back up to sitting. Wrapping those ribs, dropping those shoulder blades. Inhale. The purpose of this exercise is a breathing exercise. See how much air you can wring out from your lungs. Again, pull up on the muscles on the tops of your kneecaps. If you have low back problems, tight hamstrings, go ahead and pop your knees, pressing your heels into the mat. Otherwise, challenge your body. One more. Articulate over your sternum. Exhale, biceps by your ears. Inhale to pull back, biceps to my ears. And articulate up. Bring your arms out to a T, slightly in your periphery. We're going to rotate to the left. As I begin when I dive down to soft my toe, I don't just fold over my leg. It's as if I'm reaching up over a ball that's between my legs. I'm going to flip my palm to the ceiling as I dive down. Holding out my abdominal and soft my toe. Articulate back up, flip my palm, come through center. I'm going to twist to the right, grounding both hip bones. As I dive over the imaginary ball in my lap, my back palm will flip to the ceiling. I'm going to come back out, come back over my ball, come through center. And to the left, I twist, grounding in the back hip. Pull back and up. This movement should feel similar to spine stretch, creasing over our sternum before we dive down. One more each side. It should feel as if I'm behind you, pulling you back and articulating up through center. We rotate as if I'm behind you. You're going to articulate down and then saw off your baby toe with your pinky finger. Back up and through center. Shake out your legs. Give them a little wiggle. Take your feet and legs, squeeze them together. Swing them behind you. We're moving on to some back extension exercises, beginning with swan. Prep. I'm going to come down into a position. My arms are going going to be in the W style position. My elbows are going to be facing, pointing down towards my hips. My hands are going to be underneath my shoulders. I'm drawing my ribs together. I'm drawing my belly button up and in. I'm squeezing my glutes and my inner thighs to protect my low back. Also, my belly lifts is protecting my low back as well. Beginning with the tip top of my head, I'm going to inhale. Pulling up, 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 leaving my shoulders down my back. Coming up into a swan. And exhale back down. If you feel your ribs kickstanding or stuck, and you from articulating down with control, draw your ribs in and together. They're flaring out as you articulate up. The front of your body is just as important as the back in swan. One more. Reach up with your head, try to go taller. Leave your elbows pointing towards your hips. From there, hover your hands up. Press up into a little baby swan. Pressing down with your legs and exhale back down. I'm floating my hands. They're not pressing in the mat. Inhale, press up. So we're going to come into a plane in a minute when we do a modified swan dive. One more. If you find that this is too much on your back, try drawing your belly up towards your spine even further. If that's still not helping, squeeze your inner thighs together all the way. It will limit the mobility of your swan, but it will protect your low back. If none of this helps you, please press back into a child's pose. From there, we're going to inhale, coming up with our hands hovering into low swan. Exhale, squeeze our glutes and hamstrings to lift our legs, float our legs up as our body comes down. Inhale to come up. Try to press our legs down. Squeeze your legs up and allow your forehead to touch. And come up, pressing your legs down. And float your legs up. The upward motion is going to press your body down. As you come up, you're going to allow your legs to float down. Then squeeze them up and allow the motion to float you down. Lower your legs down. Press back into a child's pose. Reach long. Reach out really long, allowing your shoulders to shrug up to your ears right now. Take a couple of really nice deep breaths. We're going to come back out into a Sphinx position where our shoulders are rolled up, back, and down. Our ribs are together. Our abdominals are up and in, just like in the swan crab, swan dive position. But our elbows are directly under our shoulders. Our fingertips are reaching out long in front of us. From there, I'm going to float my left leg up, squeezing my glutes and hamstrings. My hips are still equally grounded in the front. I'm going to flex to pulse my foot towards my glutes, point my foot and pulse it, and release it back and float it down. Float my right leg up, pulse, flex, pulse, point, release. Float my left leg, flex, point, release. If you feel your body shaking, control the exercise through your glutes. Your glutes and hamstrings are controlling this exercise. Don't allow your body to shake. Slow it down. There's no shame in that. Control is worth it. One more. And flex and point, release, and flex and point, release. Good. Press back one more time into child's pose. We are going to take our right arm, thread the needle underneath the left arm, bring a little quick twisty child's pose. Come back through center, take our left arm underneath the right. Nice little quick twisty child's pose. Come back through center. Press yourselves up to your hands and knees. Come over to seated position. Hold on behind your kneecaps and gently, we're not gripping on for dear life here, right? Tug our tail and articulate back. We're going to walk our heels up towards our glutes. My feet are separated the width of my sits bones. No wider. If you have to go wider, it's cool. Try not to. We're going to place our hands down by our sides. Whew, my feet wanted to go away from me. Drop my lower abdominals. Wrap my ribs. Inhale to tuck my tailbone and articulate up into a bridge. From here, lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Make sure you're not up on your neck. Squeeze your glutes tighter to lift up higher. And then begin to articulate down. Imagine that each vertebra is the strain of a pearl, and you're placing each pearl down individually. And tuck your tail and peel your strain of pearls off. And articulate down. Hollowing out your abs up, hollowing out your abs down. Tuck your tail and lift. Squeezing in on your inner thighs. Keep your knees the same distance apart. Squeeze your glutes to lift your hips higher. You're not going to pop up into your neck to it. And articulate down. From there, as if our body is between two panes of glass, we're going to squeeze our glutes and our back of our body and lift it up all at once. When you do that, make sure, again, that you don't pop into your neck. Squeeze your glutes heavier and lower everything at once. And squeeze and lift. Hollowing out, down, make sure that your hips are even. And lower. And one more lift. And lower. You can continue on with this exercise, but if you would like to add on a challenge, we're going to begin with 3 articulations again and then 3 lower lifts again. We are going to tuck our tail and lift. As we lift, we're going to float our arms up, over, 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 over. Tap them behind us, and as we articulate down, we're going to bring our arms down at the same time. So our tail and our arms touch at the same time. And tuck and lift. Articulate up. When we reach the top, our arms tap the back. And then we're going to articulate down, 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 down. Pulling in with our heels towards our glutes. One more. Tuck our tail and lift. Activating the back of our body as well as the front of our body. Pull your shoulders down. And articulate down. And lower. And now the lower lift. When you flip your arms over your head, make sure that you do it with control so you're not popping into your neck again, guys. It could really hurt you. We are going to squeeze and lift. Lift your head up. Ooh, that head popped a little low. So I'm going to squeeze the glute on that side a little heavier. And I'm going to lower. And I'm going to lift. I can still lift my head so I'm not in my neck. And lower. And I have one more. And squeeze everything for all you're worth. And then go ahead and lower down. Good job, guys. Hold on behind your knees. Rock yourself up to sitting. Extend your legs in front of you. Again, if you don't have tight hamstrings or low back problems, go ahead and pull up on your kneecaps. Flex your toes in parallel back towards your kneecap. Bring your hands so your fingertips tap on the tops of your shoulders. We're going to be doing spine twists. We are not extending our arms all the way because we don't want to be swinging. You can also do spine twists from right here. But make sure you don't round your shoulder into whatever direction you're twisting. Drop your shoulders down your back. Wrap your ribs. Hinge forward ever so slightly to stay out of your hip flexors. I'm going to inhale, twisting to the right side first. And back through center. And to the left. And back up. Pull up on those muscles on the kneecaps. Ground that back hip just like in saw. And exhale through center. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Squeeze your legs and exhale. Now, wrap your hands around your ribs just like we were talking about, just for fun. Inhale to twist. Ooh, doesn't feel very dramatic now, does it? And exhale through center. And inhale the other direction. And exhale through center. Go ahead and relax your legs. Lift your arms up, biceps by your ears. Fold over and then release down into a hamstring stretch, guys. It's really nice. A lot of really great work. From there, we're going to articulate up. We're going to come down onto our side. Line your back up with the back of your mat so you have an equal amount of mat from your head all the way down to your tailbone. Stack your legs, hinge at your hips ever so slightly. Not like this probably, guys. Probably maybe about here if that's what you're looking for. Make sure that you're rocking forward onto the front of your thigh meat. Place your hands in the front. Most important part of this is, aside from maintaining your body position and lifting up out of your side, that is, let's not rock back into our low backs and harm our low backs, okay? I'm going to float my foot up to hip height. Your hip height is not up here. Your hip height is probably down here. I'm going to point my foot forward and flex to pull back. Squeezing my glute to pull back so I'm not rocking back like this. I'm going to point it forward and flex it back. If you feel the position on your lower leg begin to shake, you're losing your position and rocking back when you go back. Guys, another important thing, drop your shoulder down. Lift up out of your side still. Draw your belly to your spine, wrap your ribs. Press this leg into the mat to work that leg as well. And one more. And pull it all the way back. Don't cheat and stop. Now, bring your foot to reach over the top one. Press energy out of your heel and squeeze your legs together with your glutes and pull them apart like Velcro. And squeeze and pull. Here's 3, 4, and wrap your glute. And 5. If you want to press your hand on the top of your hip, to gently remind it, you're not pulling it, but I'm gently reminding it to pull out and extend itself. Leave your leg at tabletop. Now, squeeze your leg up and lower. Place your hand on top of your hip gently and see if you can do it without moving your body. That's all inner thigh. 6, 7, wrap your ribs. Draw your belly up. 9 and 10. Press your leg back down into the mat. Turn out into a Pilates V. Now, we're going to bring our leg up and flex it to lower. And here's 2. And flex the lower. Don't sink into your side when you lift. Lift it up and flex. 8. And inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And now point your foot. Drag your toe along the inside of your leg to your knee. Now, without moving your thigh, extend your leg and flex to lower. Now point your foot. Drag it inside your knee. Extend from the knee and flex to lower. And drag. Extend. Flex to lower. Let's do one more. Lift up out of your side. Now leaving your foot flexed. Flex and lift it. Point it. Drop it to your knee. And drag it down the inside of your leg. Flex. Lift. Point. Tap your knee. And drag and flex. Lift. Point. Woo! I am sweating now, guys. Let's do 2 more. Tap and lower. And now, leaving your feet turned up, we're going to float our foot up to hip height again. Take your hand behind you and locate where your glutes and your top of your thigh meet. Our small circles are coming from there. They're about the size of an orange, 10 in each direction. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stack your legs. Bring your thighs into tabletop position from your body. So you have a 90-degree position from your body to your thigh, and then your 90-degree position from your thighs to your calves. Flex your feet. Bring your feet up about 3 to 4 inches. Now open, hinging, leaving the insides of our feet connected. Don't lean back to do it. We're still arc forward and squeeze. Open and close. Here's 3. Lift up out of your side. 4, 5, 6, 7. We're almost there, guys. 8, 9, and 10. Squeeze it together. Lower your feet. Sit up and swing your legs to the other side. We don't want to cheat our bodies out of any of the exercises, right? We've made it this far. Let's really squeeze the juice out of every exercise. Again, I'm going to make my arm into a pillow. I'll make sure I have equal distance from the top of my head down to my tailbone through the back edge of my mat. Hinging at my hips, so I'm bringing my legs forward. I'm going to rock forward ever so slightly. So I'm not in my low back and lift out of my side closest to the mat. Whew. I'm going to hover my foot up to hip height. Again, your hips down up here. It's much lower than you think it is. Shoot energy out of your heel. Point to kick it forward and flex to pull it back. Squeeze my glute. If I'm rocking back, I've gotten lazy. My glute should be doing the heavy lifting here. Point it forward and flex it back. Again, you'll know if you've come out of your glute and you're rocking and letting momentum take the brunt of the exercise for you because you'll rock into a different position. on your thigh that's on the mat. Again, press in with that leg into the mat, squeezing the glute. Dropping my lower abdominals, grabbing my ribs, pulling my shoulders away from my ears. Here's 9. And here is 10. Squeeze it all the way back, and then stack. And now squeeze your legs together and pull them apart as if you're pulling apart Velcro. And down, and pull apart. Rock forward slightly. Reach energy out of that heel. My heel always feels longer than my top one by just a little bit. There's 8, 9, and here is 10. Now, leaving my foot reaching long, I'm going to squeeze my leg up and lower. Again, place your hand gently on the top of your hip to make sure that you're using your bottom leg and not allowing your body to sink closer to the mat to lift your leg. 9 and 10. Lower your feet, point them in a Pilates feet, heels together, toes apart. Rock forward slightly again. Kick it up and flex it to lower. Don't allow your body to sink when you lift your leg. Stay lifted. 3 and 4. Squeezing my glute to rotate my turn up. Here's 5. Leave your foot flexed and flex it up and point it down and flex up. Abs in, keep breathing. Rock forward on your thigh. It's easy to sink back when you start to get tired. And now, I'm going to drag my toe to my knee. Without moving my thumb, I'm going to extend my foot and flex to lower. This leg has already worked on the other side because it was pressing in to the mat the whole time. So if you're wondering why this leg is more tired, there's the reason. And flex to lower. And point to drag and extend. Flex to lower. 1 more. Abs in. And flex to lower. Leaving your foot flexed. Flex it up. Point it. Tap your knee. Ooh, my leg did something funny there. Drag it down and flex and lift. Point. Tap and drag. And flex and lift. Point. Tap and drag. Flex. Lift. Point. And drag. Now extend your foot up to hip height. Reach your hand back to where your thigh and your glute meet. Find where that movement's coming from. Size of an orange. Abs in, ribs together, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shoot energy out of your toes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest your foot. Bring your legs into tabletop in comparison with your body. 90 degrees from your torso to your thighs, 90 degrees from your thighs to your calves. Flex your feet. Float them out 3 to 4 inches. Lift up out of your side, close this mat. Rock forward. Open your legs into a diamond shape or book shape where your feet are the binding and squeeze it close. And here's 2. And 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Release your feet. Roll onto your back. We're going to be moving into teaser. I'm going to come up my crease in my mat. Couple options for teaser. Feet can stay on the mat. Feet can come to tabletop. Feet can extend all the way into full teaser. Either way, we're starting with our feet on the mat. You can choose where to go from there. My arms are going to come up out of my sternum for the first one. I'm going to inhale, drawing my ribs to my hips. From here, I'm going to come up into a teaser body position where I'm in a back hinge. You can leave your feet on the ground. You can draw your feet up to table up. You can bring your feet up to a teaser position. From there, I'm going to draw my feet back down to tabletop. If they're extended, I would place my feet back down on the mat if they were extended into full teaser or in tabletop, and then I'm going to tuck my tail and roll back. This is a modified teaser. I'm going to inhale. Exhale. Come up in my teaser body position first. Float my legs up to tabletop. or extend my legs to teaser position. From there, I'm going to circle my arms very small to the outside of my body. 1 and 2. Away from my body, here's 3. I'm going to reverse. Here's 1, 2, 3. If my legs are extended to full teaser, I'm going to drop to tabletop. For tabletop, I'm going to place my feet on the floor. And then I'm going to tuck my tail, roll back. Arms reaching up out of my sternum. My legs are squeezed together the whole time. I'm wrapping my glutes. Inhale. Exhale, reach up. Find my teaser body position. Float my legs up to tabletop. If I want, float my legs up to the full teaser position. If my feet are flat on the mat, I'm going to maintain the position. If my legs are in a tabletop position, I'm going to do a toe dip style movement. Otherwise, I'm going to lower my legs an inch. Exhale, lift and lower. Lower and lift. If my legs are tail up, I would lower here and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Don't move your upper body. Place my feet down, tug my tail, and roll back. Separate my feet. I'm going to windshield wiper my legs again, allowing my back hip to float off gently, not forcing it up, so I don't twerk in my back or get a pain in my back. From there, I'm going to extend my legs, roll over on to my stomach. I'm going to come back into the same body position as swan, but the difference is that instead of my hands going in W, they're going to be extended long in front of me. My forehead is on the mat. We have done a lot of glute work today and a lot of back extension work. We should not need to warm up our swimming. So I'm going to inhale, exhale to float my glutes, my legs off the mat by squeezing my glutes and inner thighs, and lift my chest ever so gently. And I'm going to begin to swim slowly on the inhale, and I'm going to exhale. As one arm goes up, the other leg goes up, and one arm goes down, the other leg goes down. So as my right arm lifts, my left leg lifts. As my left arm lifts, my right leg lifts. And I'm going to continue swimming. If you begin to feel rocking in your body, slow down. Inhale and exhale. One more. And exhale. Reach out, launching energy out of your fingers and your toes. And lower with control to the mat. From there, we're going to press up into quadruped position. I'm going to lift my tail, lift my head into a cow position. I'm going to tuck my tail, tuck my head, looking into my thighs, and cat. I'm going to lift tail, lift head, cow. I'm pulling my shoulders away from my ears the whole time. One more set. And reverse. Good. From there, I'm going to come over onto my booty. We are going to be doing seal. For those of us with neck problems, osteoporosis, osteopenia, please do not do this rolling position. You can still work on the glute tapping of seal. You will reach if you have a shoulder problem. There's a modification for that as well, which I'll also go over. If you have a shoulder problem, place your hands on the tops of your knees. Press your elbows into your knees. Drop your shoulders to open your legs into the diamond tabletop position of seal. Right here. Parallel shins. Tuck your tail ever so slightly. Like the rolling like a ball modification, this is a position that you can maintain. So I'm going to draw my feet in, lift my legs. If I do not have a shoulder problem, I'm going to take my hands, place them underneath my knees, and grab on the outside of my ankle. I'm going to tap my heels 3 times, not by swinging my legs wildly, by using my glutes. I'm going to tap, tap, tap. If I have osteoporosis, osteopenia, lower back problems, I'm going to tap, 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 pause, tap, 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 pause, tap, 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 pause, tap, 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 pause, throughout the exercise using my glutes. For those of us who can, we will tap, tap, tap. Inhale, roll back your heels, tap, 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 and roll up. I'm sorry, not our heels, the lower tips of our shoulder blades. 1, 2, 3, and tap back. 1, 2, 3, roll up, tap, 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 roll back. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, You should be able to keep your neck lifted the whole time, not roll under your neck. And pause. And pause. And pause and tap. Tap. Taps are small. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Pausing here. Place your feet down on the mat with control. For our final exercise, we're going to be doing some light breathing work in a mermaid position. If you have any problems, please sit in a crisscross applesauce position, or in a wide diamond position is also a nice one for a lot of people to do mermaid in. Otherwise, today I'm going to be teaching mermaid in a figure 4 or Z sit position. My shin that's going to be parallel with the front of my mat is going to be my right shin to begin. My left shin is facing the edge of my mat to my left. I'm going to bring my arms to a T. Draw my abdominals up and in, wrap my ribs. Shoulder blades over my hips. I'm going to place my hand down. From there, I'm going to bend my elbow into my hip, pressing down into the mat. So I'm reaching up with my body, and my bicep is by my ear that we've been working on this entire time. I'm looking forward. I'm not crouching down, looking down. I'm not looking up at the ceiling. I'm looking straight ahead. From there, to come out of the position, I'm going to, it's more like a tricep press, a sideways tricep press. Straighten my arm, float myself back up. I'm going to take my left hand floated across my knee, palm up, bring my bicep up by my arm, and reach away to my left side. I'm going to come back up to a T position. Place my hand down on the mat. Begin to bend my elbow, reaching my bicep up, pressing down into the mat to lift myself up taller on my side bend. Straighten my elbow. Bring my arms to a T. Float my left arm across. Bring my right bicep up on my right ear and float over. Arms up to a T. Right hand down. Press into your mat and begin to flow with the exercise. Straighten your arm. And come back up. From there, I'm going to switch sides. Again, if you had a crisscross applesauce, please flip the switch of your legs so whichever leg was in front is now the opposite. And if you are in the diamond, please continue with that. Otherwise, you can sit with your legs in front of you if that's more comfortable as well on your knees. Place your arms into a T. Place your left arm down by the mat. Dropping your shoulder down your back, bending your elbow into your hip. Reach your arm up across, bring your bicep to your ear. Straighten your arm. Come out to a T. Bring your right arm across your body. Bicep up by your ear. Reach up and over. Just like we did earlier with spine stretch, we're reaching up and over on this side. Rounding over something, not crunching into it. Arms out to a T. Left hand down. Now reach up and over. Come up. Arms to a T. Reach across. Bicep by your ear. Looking straight ahead. So you're not doing anything funky to your spine. It is a true side bend, not a twist or rotation. Come up and reach across one more time, bicep by your ear. Palm facing up to the ceiling. And arms out to a T. Go ahead and bring your foot in front of you, coming to a position that's comfortable for you. Go ahead. Lift your arms up, reaching up to the ceiling. Exhale to release. Coming to rest. Drawing your ribs in, your abdominals slipping in. Dropping your shoulder blades down your back. Thank you so much for joining me during this Back to Basics class. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.